In today's fast and busy life, many people reheat leftover food to save time and avoid wasting meals. It is a common habit in almost every home. We cook something, eat a portion of it, store the rest in the fridge, and then warm it up the next day. It seems like a smart and harmless way to manage food. But do you know that some foods, when reheated, can turn harmful for your health? Yes, doctors and health experts have warned that a few common foods, which we eat every day, can become toxic when reheated. Reheating them not only reduces their nutritional value, but can also lead to serious health problems, including cancer or dementia. Food contains natural compounds, minerals, and proteins that can change when exposed to heat more than once. When we cook food, its structure changes. But when we reheat it again, especially after storing it in the fridge for many hours or overnight, these changes can become dangerous. Harmful chemical reactions may occur in the food, and bacteria can grow in it if not stored properly. Some of these bacteria are strong enough to affect the brain, the liver, or even the digestive system. That is why food safety experts strongly recommend being careful about what you reheat and how many times you do it. Another big issue is that many people don't reheat food at the right temperature. Microwaves, in particular, heat food unevenly. Some parts become very hot, while others stay cool. This allows bacteria to survive and grow in those cool areas, especially in dishes made of meat, rice, or eggs. Over time, if a person keeps eating such food, it may increase the risk of diseases like food poisoning, cancer, or long-term brain problems such as memory loss or dementia. Some people may feel weak, confused, or tired often, but never realize that reheated food could be the hidden cause. It is also important to understand that not all food becomes harmful after reheating, but there are some specific ones that need to be handled carefully. If we know which foods should not be reheated and learn safe ways to store and warm up leftovers, we can protect ourselves and our loved ones from serious health risks. This knowledge becomes even more important for children, elders, and people with weak immune systems, as their bodies may not be able to fight against foodborne bacteria easily. In this article, we will discuss 5 very common foods that are usually found in almost every kitchen. They are healthy and safe when cooked fresh, but when reheated the wrong way, they can become toxic. Doctors and medical researchers have raised alarms about these specific foods and their dangerous effects. So, if you or your family often reheat food, it's time to be careful and well-informed. Knowing what to avoid can help you stay safe, strong, and healthy for a long time. Let's find out which 5 foods you should stop reheating immediately and why they can silently damage your health. One of the most commonly reheated foods that can become dangerous is rice. Rice is a staple food in many households. It is simple, filling, and can be used in many dishes. Most people cook a large amount of rice and store the leftovers in the fridge, thinking it is safe to eat the next day after reheating. However, medical experts warn that reheated rice can become toxic if not stored and handled properly. When rice is cooked, it may contain a type of bacteria called Bacillus cereus. This bacteria is naturally present in uncooked rice and can survive the cooking process. If the rice is left at room temperature for too long after cooking, these bacteria can multiply quickly and release harmful toxins. These toxins are not destroyed by reheating. Even if the rice is steaming hot, the poison released by the bacteria stays in the food. This can cause serious stomach problems such as vomiting, diarrhea, and food poisoning. The danger increases when people keep rice in the fridge for more than a day and then reheat it in the microwave. Microwaves do not heat food evenly. Some parts of the rice may become very hot, while others remain cool. These cooler parts become perfect spots for bacteria to survive and grow. Eating such rice may not cause illness immediately, but repeated exposure can damage the digestive system over time. For older adults or people with weak immune systems, this can lead to more serious problems. Another issue is reheating rice multiple times. Some people reheat it in the morning and then again in the evening. This increases the chance of bacterial growth even more. Each time rice is cooled down and then reheated, the risk of contamination becomes higher. Experts say that rice should be eaten immediately after cooking. If there are leftovers, they should be cooled quickly, within 1 hour, and stored in the fridge. Even then, it is best to eat it within 1 day and avoid reheating it more than once. Also, the type of container used to reheat rice matters. Using plastic containers in the microwave can cause chemicals from the plastic to mix with the rice, especially when the container is not microwave safe. These chemicals can be harmful to the body and may cause long-term health issues such as hormone imbalance or even increase the risk of cancer. In many cultures, rice is a daily food item, but it is important to treat it carefully. What seems like a harmless habit, reheating leftover rice, can quietly harm your health. It is always safer to cook fresh rice in small amounts rather than preparing a large quantity and eating it over several days. Being mindful about how rice is stored and reheated can protect you and your family from stomach infections, serious food poisoning, and possible long-term damage to health. Even though rice looks and smells fine after reheating, it may carry hidden dangers inside. Another common food that becomes harmful when reheated is potatoes. Potatoes are loved all over the world and are used in many dishes like fries, mashed potatoes, curries, and baked snacks. They are rich in nutrients such as potassium, fiber, and vitamin C. However, when cooked potatoes are left at room temperature for too long and then reheated, they can turn into a breeding ground for bacteria and harmful substances that may damage the body. When potatoes are cooked and not stored properly, they can grow a type of bacteria called Clostridium botulinum. This bacteria can produce a very dangerous toxin that affects the nervous system. If cooked potatoes are left out in the open, especially in warm weather, the bacteria can quickly multiply. Reheating may not kill the toxin completely, and eating such reheated potatoes can lead to symptoms like stomach cramps, nausea, vomiting, and in severe cases, even breathing problems or paralysis. This is known as botulism, which is a serious food poisoning condition. Mashed potatoes or potato-based dishes that contain milk, cream, or butter are even more dangerous when reheated. These dairy ingredients make the dish more moist, and moisture helps bacteria grow faster. If the dish is not cooled and stored correctly, it becomes unsafe to eat even if reheated. Many people simply microwave leftover mashed potatoes without thinking twice, but doing this can put their health at risk, especially if the food was kept in the fridge for more than a day or not covered properly. Another problem is with baked potatoes wrapped in foil. People often wrap them in foil to keep them warm, but when the foil is not removed and the potato is left to cool down at room temperature, the lack of oxygen inside the foil allows bacteria to grow even faster. Reheating such foil-wrapped potatoes doesn't make them safe again. That's why experts advise either keeping baked potatoes hot until they are eaten or storing them without the foil in the refrigerator immediately after they cool down. Microwaving potatoes also causes uneven heating. The thick, dense texture of potatoes means the inside often stays cooler while the outside becomes hot. This uneven heat doesn't destroy all bacteria, and harmful organisms can survive in the cooler spots. This is especially dangerous for children, seniors, and people with weak immunity. To stay safe, it's better to avoid reheating cooked potatoes more than once. If you have leftover potatoes, cool them quickly and store them in an airtight container in the fridge. Eat them within 24 hours and make sure they are heated thoroughly before eating. Never leave cooked potatoes sitting out for hours, especially in warm kitchens. While potatoes are tasty and nutritious when fresh, they can silently harm your health if not handled carefully. What starts as a simple habit of reheating last night's potatoes can slowly lead to stomach infections or even long-term health issues. So always think twice before you reheat that leftover potato dish. The third common food that can become dangerous when reheated is eggs. Eggs are a rich source of protein, vitamins, and healthy fats. They are included in many breakfast items like boiled eggs, omelets, scrambled eggs, and even baked goods. While eggs are very healthy when cooked and eaten fresh, they can turn toxic if stored for too long and reheated later. Many people are unaware that reheating eggs can cause harmful chemical changes in the proteins, which may lead to health issues, especially if done repeatedly. When eggs are cooked, their proteins become firm and easy to digest. But when these cooked eggs are cooled and later reheated, especially at high temperatures, those same proteins can break down into harmful substances. These chemical changes can produce compounds that are hard to digest and may irritate the stomach. In some cases, it can even lead to food poisoning, especially if the eggs were not stored properly after cooking. Hard-boiled eggs are often kept in the fridge and then reheated in the microwave. But experts warn that microwaving whole-boiled eggs can be dangerous. They can build up pressure inside and may even explode in the microwave or while being eaten, which can cause burns. More importantly, if the boiled eggs were left at room temperature for too long before being refrigerated, bacteria may have started growing inside them. Reheating such eggs does not kill all bacteria, and eating them can cause nausea, upset stomach, or diarrhea. Omelets or scrambled eggs are also commonly stored and reheated, especially in large families or food services. If these eggs were cooked with milk, cheese, or meat, they spoil faster. Reheating them in a microwave may make them hot on the outside but still cold in the middle, allowing bacteria to survive. If these bacteria enter the digestive system, they can cause infections and even long-term health problems with regular exposure. Some studies suggest that reheated eggs, if not handled correctly, may also increase the risk of inflammation in the body, which is linked to diseases like heart problems or even memory loss over time. Doctors and food safety experts recommend eating eggs right after cooking. If you must store them, they should be cooled quickly and kept in the fridge in a covered container. When reheating, make sure the eggs are heated evenly and thoroughly. Do not leave cooked eggs out at room temperature for more than 2 hours, and never reheat them more than once. This is especially important for children, elderly people, and pregnant women, whose immune systems are more sensitive. Eggs are one of the healthiest foods when eaten fresh, but they can silently become harmful if reheated without care. What looks like a tasty omelet from yesterday could be hiding dangerous bacteria or toxic compounds today. So, be careful with how you store and reheat eggs to keep your body safe and strong. The fourth food that can turn harmful when reheated is chicken. Chicken is a popular source of protein and is used in many meals around the world. Whether it's grilled, roasted, fried, or cooked in curry, chicken is a favorite in many homes. However, reheating cooked chicken can be risky if it is not done properly. Many people believe that simply heating it until it is warm is enough, but health experts say that reheating chicken the wrong way can lead to serious health issues. Chicken contains a higher amount of protein compared to some other meats. When it is cooked, the structure of these proteins changes in a way that is safe to eat. But when chicken is stored and later reheated, especially at a high temperature, the proteins change again. These second changes can make the chicken harder to digest and may even produce harmful compounds. Some people may feel stomach pain, nausea, or discomfort after eating reheated chicken, especially if it was not stored correctly. Another major concern is bacterial growth. If cooked chicken is left at room temperature for more than 2 hours, harmful bacteria like Salmonella or Campylobacter can start to grow. These bacteria are very dangerous and can cause food poisoning. Even if the chicken looks and smells fine, it may still carry bacteria. Reheating it may not destroy all bacteria, especially if the chicken is thick or the heat is not evenly spread. Microwaves, in particular, often heat food unevenly, leaving cold spots where bacteria can survive. Chicken that is reheated more than once becomes even more dangerous. Each time it cools and is heated again, the risk of contamination increases. This is why doctors and food safety experts recommend not reheating chicken more than one time. Also, storing it in a plastic container and then reheating it in the same container can be harmful. Heat can cause the plastic to release chemicals that may mix with the food and affect your health. Chicken dishes that include sauces, like chicken curry or cream-based recipes, spoil faster and carry more risk. The sauces can hide the signs of spoilage, so people may eat spoiled chicken without realizing it. This can lead to serious infections, especially in people with weak immune systems. To avoid health risks, cooked chicken should be cooled down quickly and stored in the fridge within 1 hour. It should be kept in an airtight container and eaten within 1 to 2 days. When reheating, make sure the chicken is heated all the way through. If it still looks cold or unevenly warmed, don't eat it. Chicken is healthy, tasty, and full of nutrition when eaten fresh. But if it is not handled and reheated properly, it can silently cause health problems like food poisoning, stomach pain, and even long-term digestion issues. Being careful with how you store and reheat chicken can help protect your body and your family's health. Always remember, it's better to eat fresh than to risk your health by reheating carelessly. The fifth food that can become harmful when reheated is spinach. Spinach is known for its health benefits. It is full of iron, fiber, vitamins A, C, and K, and other powerful nutrients. It supports strong bones, healthy skin, good digestion, and better blood circulation. Because of these benefits, many people include spinach in their daily meals in the form of cooked dishes, soups, or curries. However, reheating cooked spinach, especially after storing it for a long time, can turn this healthy vegetable into a risky food item. The problem with reheating spinach comes from its high nitrate content. Nitrates are naturally found in green leafy vegetables like spinach, lettuce, and celery. While nitrates are safe and even helpful when consumed fresh, they become dangerous when exposed to heat again and again. When spinach is cooked the first time, the nitrates are still safe. But if it is left at room temperature for too long or stored improperly, bacteria can turn those nitrates into nitrites. Reheating spinach can then cause these nitrites to change into nitrosamines, which are harmful compounds that have been linked to cancer in many studies. Nitrosamines are considered toxic and have been shown to increase the risk of stomach cancer, especially when consumed over time. These harmful chemicals can also affect the liver and reduce oxygen levels in the blood. In babies and young children, this condition is more dangerous and can lead to a serious health problem called blue baby syndrome, where the blood cannot carry enough oxygen through the body. Spinach is often added to dishes like soups, pastas, or casseroles, and people reheat these meals without thinking twice. But when reheated, especially in a microwave, the spinach inside may get overcooked or heated unevenly, which speeds up the harmful chemical reactions. The risk becomes higher if the food was not stored properly or kept in the fridge for more than a day. To stay safe, it is best to eat spinach-based meals fresh, right after cooking. If you have leftovers, they should be cooled quickly and placed in the fridge in a tightly closed container. Even then, avoid reheating the food more than once. If you must reheat it, make sure the spinach is only gently warmed and not overheated. Avoid putting spinach in the microwave for long periods or reheating it at high temperatures. Spinach is a wonderful and nutritious vegetable, but it must be handled with care. Reheating it can quietly change its structure and make it unsafe, especially if it has been sitting in the fridge for too long. What seems like a healthy dish could actually carry hidden dangers when warmed up again. To protect your health and enjoy the true benefits of spinach, eat it fresh and avoid reheating whenever possible. This simple habit can help lower your risk of long-term health problems and keep your meals safe and healthy. In today's busy life, reheating food has become a common habit, but not all foods are safe to reheat. As you've learned, everyday items like rice, potatoes, eggs, chicken, and spinach can turn harmful when reheated the wrong way. What seems like a simple shortcut in the kitchen could lead to serious health problems over time, like food poisoning, stomach issues, and even long-term risks such as cancer or memory loss. That's why it's important to store food properly. Avoid leaving it at room temperature for too long, and never reheat the same dish multiple times. If you must reheat food, make sure it's heated evenly and only once. Small steps like these can help protect you and your family from silent dangers hiding in your leftovers. Fresh food is always the safer and healthier choice whenever possible. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips on health, wellness, and safe living. Your support encourages us to bring you more useful and life-changing content. Like, share, and comment to let us know your thoughts. And remember, staying informed is the first step to staying healthy.